Alright, here this is Malorian with the third game of the tournament I was playing this last weekend. And this one here is going to be Orcs versus Blackjack's Lizardmen. And the reason why I'm Orcs is because in the last game here, actually the tournament organizer had to leave. And so we were down an army. I was going to bow out to keep everything even. But then actually my last opponent, the Dark Elf player, said that he really had to go too. So that's two chaos armies out in this tournament of good versus evil. So needing to fill in a bad evil spot, I bring in my orcs, and here we are. So this mission here was another interesting one. So that first of all, deployment was different, so that you had to deploy within 30 inches of a corner. And actually, the way it turned out, I thought it looked a lot more interesting than the regular deployment. And the other rules was, one, you could give one unit of frenzy for free, and since both me and my opponent are kind of experts at the whole bait game and everything, both of us gladly turned that down. And as well, everybody has hatred in the entire army. So yeah, that was kind of crazy. My general rolled for stupidity with his battle brew, but that happens. So anyway, looking at my battle line from left to right, I got orcs, I got a spirit shaka, I got orcs, I got a chariot with wolves behind them and savage orcs behind those. I have my night goblins with nets, and in there I have both my general and my BSB. Then I have a troll with a chariot. Behind that is that perfectly placed hill, and on there I have two chukkas and my doom diver. Then I have more orcs. I have my shaman on wolf chariot, more wolves, another chukka, and then I have a unit of orcs on the far right there with the shaman. And actually that little white hill, that's not really there, that's on my opponent's, and that's going to be disappearing in the next picture. And up there for Blackjack, from left to right, he has his salamanders, he has some skinks, some ranked skinks, his temple guard was Slan, and he went with the lure of fire for this game. Then he has his engine of the gods, his spear source, and in that unit he has the character that's Scarvat with a Prana blade, pretty much just like me, except his Banehead is on his Slan rather than on this character. He also, in that Temple Guard unit, he has another Scarvat, and that's the whole Jaguar, I have a great weapon, going to smash you guy. And then on the right side he has some ranked skinks and some skinks, and behind them he has his Saurus Cav and his Pterodons. So looking, pre-thoughts for this battle, I really thought this was in my advantage. I mean, those woods in the center, we're going to slow him down. I have a perfect formation to guard my gun line, and I'm also going to be running my orcs like dwarves, and I'm just going to hold the line, shoot them up, take down that Stegodon, then start chipping away. Like, my Doom Diver can almost wipe out those Saurus Cav in one go, and then after that I'm just picking away and holding back. My only real threats that I have to deal with quickly is those Pterodons on the right and the Salamander on the left, because I'm going to be failing panic tests, so I got to find a way to deal with those. But overall, I'm feeling very comfortable with this game. So he wins turn one and moves right up, and nothing is really that big of a deal. I shut down most of his magic. I have 8 dispel dice, so, and 2 scrolls, so that's not going to be a problem. However, then at the very end, he uses his Jaguar warrior. That's a bound 5 to stop, and I roll 3 dice and I get 2 ones. So he goes to zip off into my chariot, and I either have the choice of basically either losing the chariot and then losing the unit behind him, or fleeing and then being able to counter. So that's what I do. My chariot flees, kills some wolves, they panic as well. I kill one savage orc, and here's a better picture of it here. So I'm hoping now, with 3 war machines facing him right there, that I should be able to take this guy out. But if I don't, that's just a huge blow. Alright, so here we are, my side of turn 1. Sorry about the crappy picture. But animosity, I have my inner left orcs that fail. My night goblins also fail, but my black orc BSB just kills a couple to keep them in line. My left orcs, they also decided to rush forward from the wall, so that's no good. They're breaking formation, but at least because of the way that he is, that's not overly bad. So that's okay, and maybe I can even pressure out that salamander that's over there. Otherwise, my savage orcs are trying to guard my hill, and when I shoot everything at that stupid jaguar warrior, I miss everything. So this is just horrible. But what can you do? Otherwise, I have the wolves and the chariot rally on the right. I have the wolves that move up, and they're trying to tempt the pterodons into flying over and getting the easy kill on them. And then that other block I have on the right, it's moved up to counter them. So that's what's happening there. And otherwise, my other shooting at him does nothing. So not a very productive first turn. So on his turn 2, the pterodons do something I forgot that they could do. They fly over my wolves, killing some and panicking them, and then they, because you don't have to fly in a straight line, go into the woods. So I totally forgot about that, and now that's gonna mean that they're giving me a ton of trouble. Plus his jaguar vet just charges up into that first bolt thrower there, so he's now taking out my gun hill. Meanwhile, the rest of his lines just kind of repositioning. He doesn't need to rush, because now that he's taking on my gun hill, he has the advantage, so he can just sit back and blast with magic. And in this picture here, you can see the one thing that was funny good luck for me is because whereas I thought I was just totally screwed, his jaguar scarvet only kills 2 of my crew. My last crew even does a wound back, and thanks to the high ground bonus, that means it's a draw. So that's fantastic, because now on my turn I can counter with the savages, beat and throw him away, and then all of a sudden at least I saved the majority of my war machine. So that was just a huge stroke of luck that can save my butt in this game. However, on my side of turn 2, that's not how things work out. My savages charge in there, but as you can see from this next picture here, he finishes off the crew, so that one's gone, and then he actually holds in combat. So that's no good, didn't beat him. And going back to this main big shot, my Doom Diver exploded, so that's gone. And otherwise my line's kind of moving up to be a little bit aggressive, because since I know I can't hold back, I might as well kind of go for it. So my troll's up there trying to bait out his source cav. And in this picture, this was just kind of a really bad move, because I thought that going into terrain did d6 strength 5 hits. So knowing I could probably survive that, my shaman chariot charges into the woods to kill this guy, the pterodons, and he holds, and then he decides, hey, let's recheck the book. Turns out that it's d6 strength 6 attacks, and that then destroys my chariot. So there's my shaman that's being represented by the one goblin, and now I'm just in really big trouble. Okay, so Lizardmen turn 3. Yeah, things just kind of go from bad to worse. His pterodons charge into the shaman, kill him, go into the one bolt thrower. His source cav. So what happened here is I moved it right up, because if you remember, everybody's supposed to be having hatred, so that if he beats me but he doesn't kill me, then he's forced to chase me, and he'll be right in front of my unit for countering with the main unit and the chariot. However, then we realize at this point that we haven't been playing hatred for anything else, so we decide just to ignore that rule. So now they're safely far away, I can't countercharge them, and even his salamander hits that one left unit of orcs. They fail their panic, running over the one other left unit, which at least holds, but now things are starting to crack open. And even his one jaguar scarvet, which I thought I had, used that power to fly out of combat and behind that hill. So even that's not going my way. So at this point, I pretty much know that nothing's going to go my way anymore. He's taking out the majority of my war machines, and things are just going to very quickly fall apart, as you're seeing already.